We must accept that as an African Union, we are greatly hindered in our ability to effectively execute our mandate by the fact that we have limited resources. And I find this to be quite a challenge, because that inability means we have to always depend on other actors for their support for what we call African-led solutions. And one of the things that we must seriously consider going forward as a continent is that if we truly want to own a process, that if we really want to be masters of our own future, that if we truly want sustainable solutions that are African born and led, we cannot do that if we are not in a position to back what we do through resources that we generate.
No one was called to do anything who wasn't doing anything. Mungu hakuwahi chukua msana kula jaro. You must be doing something. Everybody who was called to do anything was doing something. Hello? Kamala Harris has told us that mama yake alikuwa anasema, don't just sit there, do something. Sawa sawa. So before I bring in the SG, I'll also ask Joshua Arab Sang to also talk to us. But then from there, unajua sisi ni watu wa kazi. Kazi. There's something you are supposed to say as you respond to that, because I think there are issues around work. I don't know if you have got a microphone. Is there a mic that we can actually use on that end? You had a line you wanted to finish. I'll love you to actually just finish that in 2 minutes.
Thank you very much, Madam Moderator. I think basically what I wanted to say is that in this region, we have got an office within Machakos here, if you are not aware, where you can be assisted to register as a job seeker, and registration and application for employment is free of charge, absolutely free of charge. Most agencies who recruit actually do facilitate, pay for your recruitment up to the time where you go to the destination country. And I'm glad that the Youth Fund have confirmed that they can actually even provide some loans to facilitate the processing of employment to go and work outside the country. Apart from that, comrades, we can also do online work. Online work pays. At the comfort of your seat, you can earn a lot of dollars. So let's also embrace online work. Through the Ministry of ICT, as the PS had mentioned, the Ministry of ICT are setting up digital apps whereby we can go search for jobs, register for as job seekers, apply for jobs, or even do the online work. So let's utilize the infrastructures that the government has put in place. Finally, I want to recognize my colleague who is at Machakos. If you can allow maybe him to stand, just to stand, to wave, so that you can know him. He's called Geoffrey Mukendi. He's the one in charge of, he can mention the location of the office.
Thank you for the opportunity I've been given. Also in Machakos, we have the Kenya Labor Migration Resource Center, which is situated at our office opposite KWS Machakos. You just pass to do the next to the Minister of Agriculture. Thank you.
Thank you. Finally, in case of any challenge, you can always call the toll-free number, which is 0800 222 223 for assistance in case you have a challenge, whether within the country or outside the country. Also through the NEA IMS portal, you can forward your issues through the portal if you have a challenge. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I've just realized that nimeona kuna waheshimiwa hapa hivi, and when the ED was asking if we have got some of our waheshimiwas here nominated by UD, simameni, tunajua SG atawapatia hiyo space, lakini msalimieni tu watu waone mko area. Si ati tunapiga story, wako hapa tafadhali. Then in a minute, Sharon is actually part and parcel of the executive council for the UDA Comrades chapter. We as UD actually acknowledge that we have got young people we are working with. So, but hey, you've been working with us for a few months. What is government doing for young people? Ile yenye umeona tunafanya, roho safi usidanganye.
Okay, number one, it's the great launch of the UDA Comrade chapter. With this came with the fact that the government really wants to engage and to listen to the youth, like directly through the ruling party. The other thing that I have observed for the past few months that I have been there, it has included us in policy making. Students from different universities have been included in the new funding model committee. Yes, that's what I have observed so far. Ile ya kujionea.
Hiyo ni roho safi. So quickly, Madam Faith Nora, on youth fund, ambia comrades some of the ideas they can actually just run with in 2 minutes.
Comrade wisdom. Comrade wisdom. No matter how tall your grandfather was, you must do your own growing. Form ni kujituma, comrades. And we have provided all the opportunities that are there. I don't want to belabor myself. Mine is to just challenge comrades, take advantage of these affirmative action programs that the Kenya Kwanza government is fronting for you to play a key role in nation building. And I also want to request SG, after all these regional forums, if we can have one more national comrades forum, and at that time, I want to take a register of which comrade chapter has the highest uptake of the youth fund products. I've already shared. So from the previous engagements that we've had, I've seen there is really very good proposals. Some of the proposals that we have received, there is a SACCO that has been formed by a fourth-year student in Kisumu, South Mugirango Farmers SACCO Society. And with that, we have already taken up their proposal. We are going to give them 1 million Kenyan shillings for them to work with young people who are engaged in pig farming. And we also have some other ideas that other young people have already brought on board. We have content creators who want support with equipment. We have another group from Uasin Gishu that wants asset financing. And I'm challenging you here. If you have an idea, don't sleep on it. Come to Youth Fund. Let's commercialize it. You must do your own growing. Thank you.
Asante. Madam Magdalene, you are in livestock, yes, but specifically as a policy person. Sometimes we make policy look like it's witchcraft, like it's too difficult a conversation to have. As a policy person, do comrades have space in the policy making area? In just 2 minutes, then I'll bring in Joshua. I have got a question for you. You na ni vita kidogo tutapigana, then let SG.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, as the young people in Kenya, when we are formulating policy is usually for the populace, and we usually do it through public participation. So wherever we have stakeholders and public participation, we usually call on young representatives, and yes, usually have a role in policy making.
Thank you.
We must accept that as an African Union, we are greatly hindered in our ability to effectively execute our mandate by the fact that we have limited resources. And I find this to be quite a challenge, because that inability means we have to always depend on other actors for their support for what we call African-led solutions. And one of the things that we must seriously consider going forward as a continent is that if we truly want to own a process, that if we really want to be masters of our own future, that if we truly want sustainable solutions that are African born and led, we cannot do that if we are not in a position to back what we do through resources that we